Welcome back to the video where we're going to be going through some examples using orders of operation. And this video specifically will compare an example using the PEMDAS method. I don't know why I just drew the letter B, but we'll be comparing why PEMDAS could be detrimental over just using some normal steps of orders of operations. Orders of operations, ooh. So in this problem, we are going to be using one example, the same example both ways, and I'll show you why you should kind of get PEMDAS out of your head, and you should really stick with following some specific steps to help you simplify a problem. So before we begin, just a reminder, orders of operations, we use this to help us simplify an expression or simplify a piece of information or mathematical equation to make it a little bit more accessible to us. So in this problem, what we're going to be doing is applying PEMDAS or orders of operations to the expression 6 plus 9 divided by 3 multiplied by 3. This is a pretty simple expression, and we are going to be kind of seeing what's the difference when we go to solve these using these both of the methods. And as I said before, if you didn't learn PEMDAS correctly, this will actually hurt you in the long run and prevent you from simplifying things correctly and get a lot of questions wrong that you could potentially get correct. So using PEMDAS here on this expression, let's get started. As you can see, there's probably no parentheses and there's no exponents down here. I don't see any, so parentheses, exponents, out of the picture. Multiplication, though, does happen, and it happens right here. So if we take 3 times 3 and we follow the PEMDAS order, we end up with a value of 9. Now what I like to do is I like to bring down everything that I've had up above, so that way I can see in a very clean way how I'm doing some math. And then I'll bring it down and then I'll keep going. Next, after we've done multiplication, we see that there's a little bit of division. The division occurs when the 9 is divided by the other 9. According to PEMDAS, division comes after multiplication, and when you go to answer this, there's 9 divided by 9, and 9 can only go into 9 one time. And so you see we get a result of 1. I'll come over here, I'll reduce that a little bit more, and then we see that 6 plus 1 ultimately gives us an answer of 7. You got it. So not too bad. We feel pretty good because this is what PEMDAS has taught us to do. But now let's go see what happens when we actually follow some order of operation steps. According to the order of operation steps, we have to start by finding some parentheses and doing the operations within them. Down here, I don't see any parentheses or any other groups of numbers. So let's just assume we're going to do this whole expression at one time and then simplify it together. In this expression, I don't see any exponents. However, I do see some multiplication and division. So in this problem, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to multiply and divide because I see a division symbol and a multiplication symbol. However, I need to focus on doing it from left to right. The key here is almost as if we're reading a book, performing the operations in this direction. So in this problem, division comes first, and what I'm going to end up doing is dividing 9 by 3. 9 actually is divided by 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times. And just like before, let me write down everything else before I continue, just to clean it up a little bit. Okay. So if I'm reading this like a book and I go from left to right, division came first, so I went ahead and I divided. But then this multiplication is going to come second. 3 times 3, just like we did before, is actually equal to 9. I continue to simplify. And as you can see here, we actually get 6 plus 9, which is equal to 15. So unlike PEMDAS, we actually got a different solution here when we actually used orders of operations. So moving ahead, let's stop using PEMDAS the old-fashioned way, and let's start sticking to orders of operation practice so we ensure that we get the right answers every time. If you have any more questions, bring them to class, and I will see you next time.